Welcome, Sagittarius, to your reading for the second half of October. Thanks for joining us today for our 12 house spread. We'll just jump right in. So, in the first house, Sagittarius, we have the Temperance card, and that is a promising start to your reading too, because it's all about balance and refinement. So, Sagittarius, I know nothing satisfies you more than actually mulling things over and getting to the point of things, just carving straight through with that arrow into the distance. So, let's see what the clarifier says and how you can do that.
Beautiful. You have the Queen of Wands landing in your first house of identity, your essence, your divine spark, what makes you you. So, this tells me that your sense of self is feeling more liberated. She doesn't care what anybody thinks. She's got a black cat at the time where that was absolutely taboo. And she's like, I will have a black cat if I want one. Thank you very much. So, this is you, bold, bolshy. This is who I am. Take me or leave me. Very Saggy. Nice.
I love that, Fran. I love the way you describe that too. It's so exciting. All right. And then in the second house, Sag, you've got a card that's pretty, I like this card for you too, because in the second house of skills, resources, things that you're good at that can make your abundance is this card of traveling, expansion, exploring. And in the distance, that person sees that what looks like a desert is actually an ocean full of opportunity. So maybe something that's existing in your life feels like it's a bit dried up and there's nothing there on offer. But maybe just taking a little bit more of a deeper look will help you unlock that potential. So what's the clarifier saying?
Amazing. You have the Queen of Swords. Wow. So this tells us that what's going to bring your abundance through for you is your perspicacity. I can't believe that I pulled that word out from
What is
my.
that? What does that
That
mean?
means like clear seeing, clear seeing. So your ability to have a vision that's clear and your capacity to hold that vision is an indicator that that's what's going to bring your wealth and abundance through for you. So this is what you're resourced with to bring about your wealth.
Cool. Oh, that's so exciting. I love learning new words. I've never heard that before. All right. In the third house of communication and ideas, you've got the Knight of Cups. So this is the knight in shining armor coming through. It could be someone popping into your life and maybe showing you how to communicate in a different way that's really appealing, maybe very attractive, Sagittarius. Or it could be a part in you that's emerging with how you're communicating, and offering some solace or some connection for other people in the world around you. How is the clarifier speaking to that, Fran?
Lovely. Oh, wow. Beautiful. You've got the High Priestess in your third house of communications, ideas, thinking, imagination. Wow. So the High Priestess, she is a card of deep intuition. So you are communicating from a deeply intuitive place and it's creating for you endless possibilities. Way to go, Sag.
Yeah, exciting. And then in the fourth house, we have the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords in the fourth house of home, all things familiar, and chosen family, it can be too, is leaving one shore to travel to the next. That will be more promising and full of more potential. It can be connected to a sense of grief. So maybe it's something that needs to be let go of. But once you do that, you'll be able to expand into this new world, appreciate what you've got, get some clarity and perspective over the situation you're leaving. So, how does the clarifier say you can do that, Fran?
Beautiful. The Hanged Man. So the clarifier just wants you to take some time. It wants you to suspend and maybe just reflect on this. So, is there a little bit of reflection that you need to do around home, what feels like home for you, family, chosen family? Conversely, are you doing too much reflecting and do you need to take action? So I feel for some of you, you just need to take action and say what you need to say at home, do what you need to do, be your bolshy self. And for others, this is like, let's just stay in that suspended state that will bring about enlightenment and go from that place.
Yeah, cool. I love hearing about the dualities of the cards, Fran. It's a good point. So in the fifth house, we have the Ace of Wands, and the fifth house is about creative self-expression and that inner child creativity. And it's such a wonderful card to have in that placement because it's about something new coming through. So pay attention to any signs in your environment that may be like, oh, that could be my next thing. or it's a reminder of something that you used to do and you just totally forgot and it's dropped off your radar. But that will be able to help you unlock that creative expression that you might be looking for. It could help you at work or at home in your relationships. So let's see what the clarifier card says there.
Interesting. The Three of Swords in your house of creative expression and inner child. Oh, you know what just popped into my head? That you're healing your inner child, that you're doing some inner child work, and that's enabling you to get into this really bolshy creative expression. And maybe you are expressing something from, your inner child. As Em was saying, something, long lost and forgotten that you were passionate about as a kid. It's coming through in a really strong, creatively expressive way, and it's healing you.
Yeah, reconnecting with that part in you, Sagittarius. In the sixth house of work and discernment, making good decisions, is the Two of Cups. Um, Decisions and duality of two is really useful because it's paying attention to you may be considering one perspective and you have been sticking to that perspective for a while with work or a choice, but it's asking you to pay attention to the other side of that. If you're hoping for one thing to come true, there's always the risk of disappointment or a sense of failure, but the benefit of a certain kind of hope in the way that you're doing that with work or this choice that you have, it's about hoping for a general positive outcome, not attaching to one thing in particular, but just a general sense of contentedness or appreciation, whatever the outcome is. And that will guide you through to that lighter path rather than the shadows. What's the clarifier saying with that, Fran?
Interesting. So you're getting a six in your sixth house of work and choice and health and discernment. And as Em was saying, making positive choices. So the Six of Pentacles, he knows exactly how much of himself to give away and how much of himself to keep. So just kind of suggests in work, you're coming into this sense of balance, how much to give out, how much to keep for yourself. So really nice balance. And I think that's going to bring about really good results for you at work. And I'd say too that that's also going to support your health. So that's really important at this time, Sag, particularly towards the end of the year where people can start to feel a little burnout. So really nice balance in the workplace.
Yeah, and just occurred to me too, the Two of Cups could be in relation to a partnership. So it could be a work partnership or joining with someone on a project that you've been thinking about for a while. And this is definitely a sign to go ahead. In the seventh house, we have the Emperor. I was about to say Hierophant, but the Emperor is in that seventh house of partnerships, relationships, and it's such a great energy to have in that space because it's assertive, it's confident, he knows what he's doing, he's very wizened by his battles that he's had before, and this could be representative of you because it's a very fiery, Aryan kind of energy, Sag. You are a fire sign, so in relationships, there's something exciting, crackling, passionate, and it's no reluctance, no hesitation, which is great. What's the clarifier saying, Fran?
Interestingly, this one jumped out. It's
Ooh.
the Lovers landing in your seventh house of relationships. So if you're single,
Nice.
really looks like a lover is on the way for you, Sag. Um, and if you're already partnered, maybe a little bit of extra chutzpah in your relationship. If you don't want love, I think what this is saying, there's a deepening of your love of self. So really lovely for you, Sag. Lots of love.
Yeah, cool. And if you're already in a relationship, you're looking for that as well. I think it's speaking to it could also be just your relationships in general feeling really fulfilling, whatever they look like, whether they're romantic or familial, family, or friendships. It's all really good. So in the eighth house of transformation and change, and shared resources, you have it was eight as well, Eight of Pentacles, and that's connected to paying attention to the work you've already done, Sagittarius. Yeah, I think it's sometimes you may feel like you've just been in the grind and it has felt like non-stop. Like you were saying, Fran, at the end of the year, we can get a bit frazzled with everything we've done this year. But momentarily looking up and taking stock can be really helpful and bolstering and energizing because you haven't been here and just sitting around doing nothing, Sagittarius. You're a go-getter and a direction seeker. So let's see what the clarifier says with that too.
Just as you were speaking, Em, I got lovely inspiration from you, and that is that the fruits of your labor is coming in, Sag, and landing in your eighth house of transformation. You're working on something, and maybe you've had a bit of an epiphany, and there's
Mm.
some transformational energy coming into something that you're working on. And the clarifier. Oh, interesting. Okay, we've got the Seven of Wands. So this is firm boundaries, strong determination, perseverance, persistence, kind of everything that transformation needs. It needs that grit, it needs that grunt, like pushing through so something can
Mm.
actually be birthed and transformed. So, yeah, really exciting, Sag.
Great. Okay, and then in the ninth house of expansion, your house Sagittarius, you've got the King of Cups. I think this is saying, and in combination with the Temperance card in the first house, that you're really coming into a space of knowing yourself and knowing how your emotions work and feeling them all out. And there's hardly anything that surprises you anymore. The King of Cups is very, if you look at his face, it's just like, yeah, what? Like nothing is going to shock this guy. But it's also talking to fulfillment that he doesn't stop himself from feeling things. And it's important to follow through with that. It's okay to not shy away from deep feelings as well. So, what's the clarifier saying with that, Fran?
Just as you were saying that, landing in the ninth house is also about teaching, disseminating information. So I get the sense, either wittingly or unwittingly, consciously or unconsciously, you are teaching this emotional stability. So that's really nice. Maybe because you're role modeling it, or maybe you've got some project or some job where you are teaching meditation or emotional regulation. That just popped in. So that resonates for some of you, I think. Oh, lovely. You've got the Page of Swords landing in your ninth house of higher mind and expansion. So this is following your creativity. This is perhaps a message coming through for you, following your curiosity. So I think following your curiosity, Sag, is going to lead to even greater expansion for you.
Exciting. Yes. I love your insights, Fran. And then in the, what house are we up to now? 10th house. Oh, we've got the Knight of Wands. So a knight coming in the 10th house of reputation, public image, status, and career. This is a passionate placement. So there's something quick and fast coming in, not as quick as the Knight of Swords, but it's this fiery energy that's entering that space. And it could be really helpful. I'm having a sense that it's linked to the seventh house with the Emperor. Maybe there's something in your relationships that is assisting you in this public sphere. Let's see what the clarifier says with that.
Just as you were speaking, Em, as always, I get inspiration from you. And I think for a lot of you, Sag, this is you. This is how you're showing up in your 10th house of career, your contribution to the world, your reputation, this bolshy knight in shining armor. This is how you're showing up in that sphere. The clarifier, oh, beautiful. You have the Queen of Pentacles. So lots of abundance coming in for you around career. She's surrounded by grapes, which in the tarot represent the grapes are something difficult to grow for the average Joe, but not for you, Sag. You've got a very special talent, skill, gift, or ability that comes easy to you, that's difficult for other people. So don't take that for granted. You might be like, yeah, that old thing that I can do easily. So that doesn't mean anything. It absolutely does. So value it. And I think it's going to bring through a lot of abundance for you.
Cool. Thank you. And then in the 11th house of hopes, dreams, and wishes is the Page of Swords, which we did have. Which house was that in again, Fran?
Hmm. Yeah, the previous house, just in the ninth house.
Oh, ninth house. Okay, yep. So
Hmm.
ninth house of expansion, that's your house Sagittarius. And then in the 11th house of Page of Swords, this is what are you dreaming about? It's kind of like almost this dream is not overt, it's not really clear. It's just kind of on the edge of your awareness. So this is asking you to dig into that a little bit. What is that about? And question it, because it may be a really rich, fertile ground for exploration for yourself. Yeah, what's the clarifier saying, Fran?
Lovely. You have the
Mm,
emperor.
I knew it
So
was coming
quite
through.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an interesting dude to show up in kind of hopes and wishes, which are quite ethereal. And the Emperor, as you can see, is
Mm,
quite grounded, is firm on that throne. He knows what he's about, he's experienced, he's quite authoritative. So I just get the sense whatever wish, hope, dream that you want to manifest, the Emperor is saying, you've got it, you can do it, you know what you're about, bring it through.
yeah, and the Emperor did come up in the seventh house before, so it may be a relationship that you're wishing for and the way you are and show up in your relationship, because that energy could be you and that you're just trying to unlock that. And then finally in the 12th house, we have, oh, the Ace of Swords. So um, this isn't, did we have this in the 12th house in the last reading? I think we
I
did
think we
actually in the
did.
last reading. That's so interesting as a clarifier. But the Ace of Swords is about speaking your truth. So in the house of all things hidden in the universe, like manifestation, secrecy, taboo, things that are not very apparent, but is very useful to look at. The Ace of Swords is about what is your truth at this point, Sagittarius? What do you want to say to the world? What needs to come crashing through and just say, here I am with this. Let's see what the clarifier says, how you can do that.
I just got very strongly when you were saying that spiritual victory just popped into my mind.
Mm.
Um, oh, beautiful. You have the Page of Wands again. So, uh, have we had this before? Maybe not. I might be thinking of another reading. Sorry, Sag.
I
So
think the
this
last
is
one
all about,
too.
yeah, following your enthusiasm in the world of spirituality.
Hmm.
So, whatever your spiritual practice is, follow it with great enthusiasm, whether it's being in nature, affirmations, reading an inspiring book, speaking with an inspiring friend. Do it with gusto, do it with enthusiasm, and it then is going to be made manifest in the outer world. As within, so without. This is indicative of great abundance coming through for you, Sag, and a really strong spiritual breakthrough.
Love it. Thanks for reading with us, Sag, and we'll see you in the second half. Actually, in the next reading.